Welcome back to Gardening by the Barn. Thank you once again to the garden crew for tuning in to another video. And to those of you just tuning in for the first time and you want to become a member of the garden crew, all you got to do is click on that subscribe button, click on the like, click on the share, and don't forget to hit that bell so you know when I put up my new videos. And drop me a comment, talk to me garden crew. For today's garden crew, we're going to see if we can plant a little bit in the garden. You see my son right here, he's stirring up the holes that we already dug to put our cayenne plants. So we're going to put a few cayenne peppers in the ground. They said we got some cold weather coming, and so we're not going to put too much out there. We're just going to plant a little bit. We're going to test the waters a little bit. As you can see, yeah, these are the hot cayenne peppers. I picked up a little 6-pack from the box store, and we're going to see if we can get these things planted. So y'all stay tuned. And y'all stick around, and I hope y'all enjoy the video. Remember, we got action. So garden crew, what y'all see right here, you see my son, he's planting these cayenne peppers, and I be trying to get him to, be a little bit more aggressive when he planting. So you might see me right here, and I'm trying to show him. You see me right here showing him I'm mashing the plant down, so he be thinking he gonna hurt the plant. But I just be trying to get him to understand that the soil with the plant and the soil in the raised bed got to make contact. So you got to firm it down a little bit. And garden crew, I know y'all see my black socks. My church socks. Well, this is Sunday, and I just didn't take them off after I got out of church. And when I was younger, I used to see old men wearing shorts and be wearing the socks all the way up to the knees almost. And I always be wondering, well, why they do that? But when I got older, garden crew, I began to understand. When I started to have pain in my legs, you can wear compression socks, and it'll kind of help ease the pain. So that's where that come by. I didn't understand that back then, but I understand now. So garden crew, some things get better with time. Once you get older, you got to get wise, and sometimes you learn to work smarter and not harder. So y'all stay tuned, garden crew, and stick around. Okay, garden crew, we got a little trivia for you. See this area we planting in right now? You remember I renamed it Collar County, but now it's in spring garden time. So if anybody can tell me what's the name of this area right here, I'll give you a clue. It is not Pepper Lane. Y'all put in the comments and talk to me, garden crew. Well, look at here, garden crew. These are some of my seedlings that I transplanted, that I planted from seed. Y'all remember some past videos that I showed you planting the tomatoes, and I planted a few peppers. And I think I planted some okras too. So what I did was, and cucumbers. So I had them in the grow room. Y'all seen on past videos, was in the slash grow room slash gym. So I decided to bring them out since it was warm. Bring them out and let them get a little feeler outside, because eventually they're going to be coming out. I wouldn't call it hardening off. Well, some of them I am hardening off, but like these okras, they're not ready to be transplanted yet. So that's what you see right here, garden group. So I think I did pretty good. I was kind of concerned at first because I started late, but I think we're going to do all right, garden crew. Well, over here in this area, y'all remember last season, I decided to use some of the tires to plant some tomatoes. And you see I had 3 tires, and I added a fourth tire. And so me and my son, we gonna plant these. I picked up a couple of tomatoes, one from the I think it was a farmer's market, and then my wife picked up one from the produce stand, the German Johnson. I never grew those before, so we go try these German Johnson. And I think I got some Better Boy, and I got some Celebrity. So that's what we're gonna do over here. So yeah, I'm gonna try to put 3 in each tire. I know sometimes people say you don't supposed to. There'll be too many tomatoes in one container is not good, but we planted a few together last year, and yeah, it turned out pretty good. So hey, we gonna find out. So we ended up going and making some labels for these for this last tire. I ended up putting 3 in the first 3 tires, 3 tomato plants, and like I told you, they was all different. And right here, these were the ones that were left over. They 4 came in each. It was a 4-pack, so I had 1 tomato left out of each pack. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put 1 in these last tires. We'll end up putting 4 in this last tire. So I had to make some labels. And those labels that you see me with, those were some old blinds, and you see my previous video, you can see the sticks that I have in the ground, and I have this little white piece of blind on it, and I write the name of the plant. So those they come in handy, they free, they don't cost nothing, and they work out pretty good. So Garden Crew, that's what it is. So here you seeing the finished product after we planted tomatoes, and on the right side of the screen, this is a harvest. These are 2 Cherokee purple tomatoes that I planted in these same tires last season, and these jokers are huge. You really can't see how big they is, but hey, so you see how that worked out, and I had, I think, 2 plants in each tire, so they turned out pretty good, as you can see. As y'all can see, these cucumber plants here, these are some seedlings that I planted. These are some of the ones I showed you a little earlier. And I planted these here cucumbers from some of the seeds that I did get from my cucumbers we grow last season. Even though I really don't We didn't have a good cucumber harvest last season, but I'm hoping for a better harvest this season. So, yeah, 'cause I love cucumbers and tomatoes. Put you some zesty Italians and a little bit of seasonings on there. What y'all talking about? And here you see the finished product of the cucumbers being planted. And to the right of the screen, you see we also reinstalled the cucumber trellis, the one that I built maybe two seasons ago. And we reinstalled that. So yeah, we on our way, garden crew. Hopefully we're gonna have a good cucumber harvest this year. I'm going to also plant probably another planting of cucumbers over there by the fence. You remember I had the fishing line trellis, so I'm gonna put another container of cucumbers over there as well. Okay, garden crew. Let's talk about these cabbage right here. Y'all, well, I ain't gonna say y'all not gonna believe it, because those of you that have been watching my video, and if you go back and you look at the past videos when I planted these cabbages, you know that I planted these cabbages way back in September of 2024. Do it take that long to grow some cabbages, garden crew? Well, obviously it must be due on Garden by the Barn, because these cabbages been in the containers. I don't know how many months that is. You can count the months up, but I'm thinking about 4-5 months, maybe even 6 months. And I don't think it take that long to grow some cabbages. But anyway, we gonna go ahead and harvest them, and we gonna take what we get. And by the time y'all see these videos, guess what, garden crew? I done already put these things in the pot, and garden crew, they was delicious. Y'all stay tuned. And I think I've discovered why the cabbages didn't get that big. As you see my son, he's getting ready to pull these roots out. And if you look at these roots, you see how easy that came out? Look at these roots. These are some shallow roots. These roots didn't even go that deep into the container. So you think about it. We got robbed, garden crew. Just think about all those nutrients way down there below those root level that they didn't even get no nutrients from. So that's one of the reasons. And I think that's not the only reason, but that's one of the main reasons that they didn't grow that big. So just a little hint, just a little clue. Maybe I should have put a little bit of more bone meal in there, but we never know. But anyway, like I say, they still was tasty. Tomato Boulevard is now loaded. Y'all remember Tomato Boulevard, don't you? Well, I got these containers. I got them all ready. All of they done been amended and everything. And we just got to start planting. So spring is here. And this is just the only beginning of the planting garden group. So I want to thank y'all for watching. And I'll see you on the next video. And here's a little sneak peek of what's coming in the future on Garden by the Barn. I tell you, my wife said she wanted some watermelons. I wasn't gonna plant no watermelons, but I gotta make another bed. So this here's a new raised bed coming soon. Y'all stick around and stay tuned, garden crew. And to those of you that hadn't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Click on the like, the share, and drop me a comment. Talk to me, garden crew. Remember, this is Garden by the Barn.